To the tutorials of 3 Studio Max. I'm using 3D Max 8. If you have older versions, that's fine. A lot of things are similar, some things are different. But in this part, we will learn the layout of 3D Max. In your right, you'll have all these different things. The first thing is geometry. You get to pick what you want. If you want boxes to create things, if you want teapots, planes, any object you need to model, this is what you'll be using on your right. Now, this could be extended into more things. Extended primitives, just other objects like oil tanks, anything you'll need for modeling. Now, further down we have compound objects. These are modifiers sort of things. So, here's a good example. What we do is like, let's create a line sorta, and a circle. And what we do here is we would select the line, we do loft, get shape, we do this, and you can see created that. Some things are different, some are used differently. Scattered would be like good example. If you want to make grass, you create one of them and then you make a lot of scatters. But you just play around with it and that's it, you'll get it. Now, particle systems, this could be used for rain, fire, anything you want, but you also have to play around with it, learn it. Next we have patch grids. This is another way you could model things. I'm not really getting into it, but yeah, same thing. You get to model with it. And then we have NURB surfaces. Also, similar to plane, what we'll be modeling with. Also, you could convert it to NURB surface, whatever. Pick the points, move it around. Pretty much like plane. Then we have doors. This is a new thing they added, I think, from 3D Max 7 or 6, where you get to create doors easily. Let's say if you're doing architecture things, that's what you could be using. Then you have windows. Also, a new thing added to the newer 3D Maxes. Then here, watch. Some of them they already make them animated, so you can open and close them. Then you have these objects. I think this is a plugin I have. Not sure. I don't think it comes with 3D Max. Now dynamic objects as well. Just some simple things you could use. And then stairs, last thing. If you're making stairs for a house or outside somewhere, easily done. And then V-Ray, you could download the free V-Ray trial off their official website. It's a rendering thing. It's like a plugin for 3D Max, so you can render. It's pretty good. Similar to Brazil or Mental Ray, but it's not free. Now, next on the row we have shapes. This is where we have lines. This could be used for, let's say, making wires on the engines or anything like that. Then you have circles. And you can just go through here and just play around with this, see what they do. Some will do this, whatever. Then text. And now here's the thing. After you create something, you could always go back to the modify. And you can always modify the size, the sides it has, everything like that. Next we have this. It's just like, let's say you have a box, and you don't like it to be right there. You want it centered to the object. You go here, click Effect, Pivot Only, Center Object, and okay, as you can see, now it's centered, not from the bottom. That's pretty much what that does. Motion is, yes, you play around with stuff. I have no idea, never used it, won't lie. Display. This, I think, is more for character modeling, so if you're doing that, you'd be using this. And here is just some nice utilities that could be useful. Assist browsers, but we will be using set up blueprints. If you click on it, you could go find directory of where your blueprints are, and you just set them up through there. And also you can click more, and they have this useful one. It's called polygon counter, and it counts how much polygons you're using and everything like that. That's pretty much all these things. Now next, on the side we have all these different things. I won't lie, I never use them, but you could use them. Let's say you have a box and you want them to break. You could use this, like a rig body, whatever, and whenever a sphere flies into it, it breaks, falls apart. But I won't be using this in the tutorial, so you can just take it out. Then on top, what we have is undo, redo, simple like that. And then these, you select and link it to each other. So let's say you have a particle, like a snow, and you create a wind modifier to it. You use one of these, I think is, no, it's this one. You click on the wind to the particle, and then it will affect it. Next we have this, not sure what it is. Then we have like object selection, all this stuff, how you want to select it from a list. Then you'll have all these objects on the list. And then this is, let's say, see how right now when we select it, it goes like this. You could change it into like a circle, select things like that. Then you could change it like this, whatever, you get it. This, I have no idea what this does, never used this, so you probably won't need to. Now this is to move around, like so, like that. This is to rotate the object, watch, let's create a box. This is to move the box, this is to rotate it, this is to scale it. Sometimes what you could do, if you know how much you want it, you click the rotate thing, right click on it, and then you could do like 180, 15, whatever, as long as you know it. Same thing with the scale. So it comes in very useful. Now, next what we have is this. Don't know what it is. This is snaps. Now, let's say you want to create a box, but you don't want it going over somewhere. Go like this, and it'll create it right where you want it. You create a box off a box like that, like so. And turn it off, you can just press S, or you can click there, and you can right click on it and you can select what you want it to snap. Like right now I have it at grid points. You could do vertex, face, anything you want. Then this helps you move around the viewport, I think. Yeah, see how it's not smooth, it's just like when you unclick it, big difference. Next we have this toggle stuff. Here's what you select. So if you have like a sphere or not. Alright, here is a mirror tool. Let's say you have, no, a box is not that good. Let's go with the teapot. You want to mirror it, click here. Then you can select how you want it, X, Y, Z. Then you can do a copy. This will make 2 of them. And then you can do offset. Let's say you want it moved like 50 or 150. And you can do that. Move it around however you want it. And now here's the thing. Instance, if you do this, whatever you do here, it will do it here. Copy is one we want to work with most of the time, so we could do this, and now we can modify this one any way we want, and it won't be added to this one. Now here is layers. Some people use it, I don't. But if you're making, let's say, engine, you could make like a new layer, call it engine whatever, and then put all your engine objects inside of here, and just be very organized. If you're that kind of person, I'm not. Here's material editor. This is what we will be using to create car paint, metallic, chromic objects, everything like that. And then here's render. This is also, a shortcut for this is F10. You press that, this menu comes up. Here you have all your settings. What you do begin with is with default scaling renderer, but I have the plugin V-Ray. You could download it for free trial, and I'll show you around that later on. And then here, this took me a while to figure out because I wanted to know how to do it, but not people, they don't get it when you ask them. But here's how you want to render things. Let's say you have like a sphere, right? And you have it zoomed out, and if you press render, it'll render it. But let's say you just want the sphere alone to be rendered. So you click region, click the render thing, and now you could select the sphere alone. And this will definitely save render time if you don't want other things to be rendered. As you can see, it rendered only inside of here. And they have a lot of different ways to render. You could just mess around, play around with it. Alright. Now what I wanted to show you also in the beginning, what you want to do is go to customize preferences. You want to go to viewports and go to choose driver and make sure it is Direct 3D. This will make it a lot easier for you to move around inside the viewport when you have a highly detailed object. If you have OpenGL, it will definitely lag up more than Direct 3D. After you have that, click OK, and it will probably say restart 3D Max, or it'll be affected once you restart 3D Max. Restart 3D Max, and then go back into customize preferences and go to configure driver. And what we want to do is do these settings. First select 512, then 1024, check match bitmap, and then enable this, and make sure both of these are linear, and also uncheck display all triangle edges. It should be checked, but uncheck it. That way you don't have these weird lines in the middle of every polygon. Then click OK, and now you'll have good quality of images inside 3D Max, because unlike without these settings, your blueprints won't have the good quality as they would right now. Anyways, that's the beginning introduction to 3ds Studio Max. Next thing will be about lights, how to make those, and how to do cameras.